Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Caleb, and tonight I want to talk to you about a story that's unfolding at the intersection of diplomacy, economics, and global power. One that's quietly taking shape in Geneva, but could have far-reaching consequences for trade around the world. Switzerland's President Karin Keller-Sutter, who also serves as the country's finance minister, walked away from her latest meeting with U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, feeling, in her own words, disappointed. She came to Geneva hoping to ease the weight of a 31% tariff that the U.S. slapped on Swiss exports as part of President Trump's tough, reciprocal trade policy. But unfortunately, no deal was made. Now, to be fair, the talks weren't confrontational. In fact, she described them as convivial and constructive. But still, no breakthrough. And that means Switzerland remains in a tougher spot than its European neighbors, who are facing a 20% tariff compared to Switzerland's 31%. That's a significant gap. But here's the key. President Keller-Sutter isn't giving up. She's staying optimistic. She told reporters, "We're not looking back, we're looking forward." And she's hopeful that the U.S. will work toward a solution in the coming weeks. And let me tell you, she came prepared with numbers, reminding the U.S. that Swiss investment in America supports 400,000 jobs with average salaries of $130,000. That's not insignificant. Now, while that meeting may have been important, it was just the warm-up act. The real high-stakes drama is expected this weekend, when Treasury Secretary Bessent sits down with Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng for a round of closed-door talks right there in Geneva. These are the discussions that could shake global markets, because right now, tariffs between the U.S. and China are sky-high. We're talking 145% on Chinese goods and 125% on U.S. goods. And just to show you how unpredictable things are, President Trump took to social media this morning and posted, "80% tariff on China seems right." That's the kind of rhetoric that makes these meetings even more delicate and uncertain. Keller-Sutter, ever the diplomat, even tried to bring a little humor to the situation. She referenced the election of the first American Pope and said to Secretary Bessent, "Apparently the Holy Spirit was in Rome yesterday. I hope he'll come to Geneva over the weekend." A light moment, yes, but one that underscores the gravity of what's at stake. Let's not forget, these tariffs don't just hit politicians or corporations. They hit workers, small businesses, and everyday consumers. And while the Swiss president may not have left with a signed agreement, she did leave with hope. And sometimes, in the world of diplomacy, hope is the first step toward real change. So as we head into the weekend, the world is watching Geneva. Will cooler heads prevail? Will the U.S. and China find common ground? And will countries like Switzerland get the fair treatment they're fighting for? We'll be following every development right here on NewsXstreem. I'm Linda Caleb. Thank you for joining me tonight, and stay tuned for continuing coverage on the global trade front.